I'm going to read a few paragraphs from Gerald Schroeder's book, The Hidden Face of God. This is chapter 8. It's right at the beginning here. The chapter is called The Picture in Our Mind. A specific combination of selected atoms allows me to type a letter, say the letter D, on my computer keyboard and have the letter D appear on my computer screen. With some systems, I can also choose the color of the letter. If I had majored in computer science or electrical engineering, I'd understand the circuitry that set the path from keyboard to illuminated letter on the screen. A specific combination of selected atoms, mostly different from those of the computer, allows me to think of a letter, say the letter D, and the letter D appears as a mental image. If I so choose, I can envision the letter in color. But there is a fundamental difference between the D on the computer screen and the D pictured in my mind. I can have studied neurophysiology for years on end, and I still would not have a clue as to how that image gets mentally displayed. The modular construction of the brain has allowed identification of the exact cortical regions from which specific mental images arise. Unfortunately, knowing from where they originate tells us nothing of how they come together to form the pictures we see in our minds. It reminds me of the case with electricity and the host of other phenomena. I learned long ago that protons and electrons have equal and opposite electrical charges. Unfortunately, neither I nor anyone else has a clue as to why the phenomenon of electrical charges exists. Yet these forces form the basis for the organization of all material existence. We take them as givens, as inherent characteristics of nature, something like the images in our minds. It's here. We take it for granted. Nothing to see here. It boggles the mind. I've often heard stories of soldiers that have done heroic, miraculous things in battle and later not recall any of it. It seems that we have a circuit breaker that turns off to get us through certain things, I guess. God knows the whys and the hows. He made it all. But I find it interesting. I find this chapter on the human brain and mind very interesting. Here's later on in the chapter. There's a picture. I don't know if you can see this. It shows the different parts of the brain that are activated by hearing words, seeing words, speaking words, and generating words. I'll hold this up to the camera. I don't know if that'll show, but it's different places of the brain. All right. I hope you all have a good one, and God bless.